Good evening, football fans, and welcome to another Friday night edition of Northeast Corner Conference football here on TV7. I'm Tom Barry, along with John Dutton. We're at Lakeland High School, where the Lakeland Lakers, who are presently 2-0 in the conference, take on the Angola Hornets 1-0 in the conference in really a game that pretty much is going to determine the conference championship, John.
This is going to have all the makings of bragging rights right now, Tom, of who's going to be in the driver's seat from here on to the rest of the season in that part of the conference.
Well, the Hornets coming into this went off a very impressive win last week over at Garrett. Really a hard-fought game. The kids knew they'd been through a war, and everybody knew pretty much going in that could be the real pivotal game as far as a conference championship goes, because those two teams figured to be 1-2 respectively in the conference.
One of the better games probably in northeastern Indiana last week, Tom, and it didn't disappoint any of the people that were on either side of the ball with a 20-12 score, and it was the score was not indicative of how close the game really was.
Well, tonight I see the Hornet fans filing in, Lakeland fans coming in. Last week it was a packed house at Garrett. The Hornet fans are really following the team this year. People who I would not expect to be at a ball game. Everybody turned out. It's going to be a great night here. The rain went away. The skies cleared. The temperature dropped. So the wind, the flag's coming out a little bit out of the way from the pole, but not going to be a real factor here tonight.
I was out on the field about an hour ago, Tom, talking to Coach Harter, and some of the players in the field is in excellent shape, good footing, it's not wet, and hopefully the Hornets are all ready to go.
Well, looking at the stats, we just got conference stats this week. Team rushing, Angola has a game average of 313 yards on the ground. Lakeland right behind them with 252 yards on the ground. So these two teams both like to run the ball a lot. Lakeland's going to run out of the wishbone tonight. We're going to see some of that. They like to stun on defense. Coach commented earlier on that one that it's going to be a game where we have to pick up that type of defensive stunts. Angola, I look for them to grind it out here tonight and not put it in the air too much. I
look for both teams to do that, Tom. As you said, Angola runs the ball a lot, and of course Lakeland with the wishbone is a running type offense. I think I was talking to Coach Saylor before the game, and we think it's a real gut check for the team after a very emotional win over Garrett last week, how they're going to come back and play tonight.
Well, Lakeland, on the other hand, tonight, if they watched, and sure they spouted the Garrett game, Angola had some trouble with the pass at Garrett, gave up some big yardage. They pretty much shut down the Garrett running game except for the option to the outside. Of course, the wishbone's big on the option, so I look for a lot of option and then some pass off the option.
Right. Coach Saylor again said that they expect Lakeland to option them a lot, run some unbalanced line, and also look for a lot of sweeps.
Well, fans, we're going to take a quick break here and be back with the start of this one after these commercial messages. This is Angola Hornet football on TV7.
The First National Bank of Fremont offers a glimpse into the past with its American heritage decor and warm, friendly service. Locally owned and operated, the First National Bank of Fremont is committed to the future of its customers and the Steuben County area. With 5 convenient offices, it's easy to get your full-service banking whenever you need it. Visit the First National Bank of Fremont and take a step into the past while planning for your future. Offices in Angola, Fremont, Orland, and Ashley Hudson. Member FDIC and an equal opportunity lender.
Welcome back, football fans. We're at Lakeland High School, where the Angola Hornets are ready to do battle with the Lakeland Lakers. Lakeland currently leading the Northeast Corner Conference with a 2-0 mark. They are 2 wins, 1 loss overall. The Angola Hornets comes into this one at 3-0. So the Hornets, John, looking on paper a little bit better than the Lakeland Lakers, but over at Lakeland, it's never an easy task, and we came over here last year and got beat, so the Hornets probably looking to avenge that loss.
I would imagine it's be a key game again for the Hornets after, as we said in the pregame, last week's emotional win over Garrett, to see how well they can be refocused again within a week to take on the Lakers. Again, as you said, Tom, this is not an easy place to play.
Well, there's some dark spots on the field here, but it just seems like Hornets every year come over here and they have a little bit of trouble. Last year, they came over here. It was the 4th game of the season. The 3rd game of the season, they came off a loss, 33-12 at the hands of Garrett at home, and the Hornets were down pretty much. They came into this one thinking, well, maybe we can get back on the winning track, and Lakeland comes out on the top of a 14-8 victory. So the Hornets, I'm sure, are looking to avenge that not let that happen again this year.
They one thing that Hornets seem to have going with them, Tom, they have won on the road 7 times in a row, and that says a lot for the character of this ball club. And as Angola goes week by week, they're going to be a marked team. Right now they're ranked 4th poll and 9th in the AP poll, so everybody wants a shot at the Hornets right now, and they're going to try to make it 4 in a row here and just keep right on moving up.
Well, we're going to go with the coaches poll. We figure the coaches know more than the sports writers,
That's
maybe.
exactly my thinking also.
You look at the stats, the team rushing, we talked about that a little bit ago in the pregame show. They're very close as far as total rushing. Team passing, the Hornets hold a little edge, believe it or not. The Hornets thrown 25 times, completed 11. Lakeland only has thrown 15 times, completed 4. So that's, neither team figures to be a real strong passing team.
As in that wishbone offense that Lakeland runs, Tom, you're not going to throw the ball very well. It's not a throwing offense, and if the Hornets can get untracked here and get a lead, it's very hard for that wishbone offense to catch up.
Well, on the total offense, the Hornets have 1,112 yards, Garrett 796. So the Hornets carry a little better average there, averaging just about 100 more yards per game than what the Lakeland Lakers do.
It's going to be interesting to see, Tom. Angola's won 3 in a row. Lakeland's won 2 in a row. We're on the Laker field, and it's for the outright lead of the big school part of the NECC. So everything again is riding on the line.
Well, we talked about rushing. Both teams like to run the ball. Barry, of course, for Angola, leading the conference right now with 427 yards on 41 rushes, averaging 10.4 yards. Moriarty is 3rd. He averages 6.2, and Clark from LaGrange averaged 5.7. So they have some real people on the field, but Angola has Julian at 6.4 yards per carry. So the Hornets, although Rod has not carried it as many times as the rest of them, he's about 10 carries short. We know that after last week, we saw Rod really chew up the turf over at Garrett.
That's one advantage that the Hornets have, Tom, that if you focus on Mike, why Rod's going to get the ball and vice versa, and that's the greatness of a team to have two great backs like that, because you can't key on one.
We didn't see Nate Hatton run the ball much last week. When he ran it, he was very effective, but they kept it in the hands mainly of Julian and Barry. We may see him come back to Hatton tonight because they're going to be keying on those two. Nate can pick up big yardage. Nate's quick. He's big and strong, and they've been using him as a blocking back out in front for Barry on the sweep, or Julian around that corner. But he can carry the ball, so he may be a surprise element for him tonight also.
It'll also be a challenge for the offensive and defensive lines tonight too, Tom. Lakeland has some big guys up front on their offense. They go 230, 257, 196, 248, and 200 across the front. So that's good size, and Coach Bowser was saying they may not be as quick as what they were last year, but they're going to be able to move people better than what they did last year.
Let's quickly run to the starting offensive units here. We haven't given them a whole lot of credit. Let's set the offensive units for both teams.
Okay. First of all, for Angola, for the offensive line, left tackle, you got Greg Keegan, 6'2", 220. Left guard, Chris Brewster, 6'1", 220. At center, Bo Krebs, 6 foot 245. At right guard, Norm King, 6'1", 215. At right tackle, Mark Nagel, 6'2", 245. Split end, Jared Price, 6'4", 190. Quarterback, Matt Lewis, 6'1", 170. Tight end, the speedster, Ben Lash, 6 foot 200. At one halfback, you have Nate Hatton at 6'1", 195. Fullback, Rod Julian at 6 foot 185. And the other halfback, or tailback if you wish, is Mike Berry at 5'11", 170. For the Lakers of Lakeland, again on the offensive line, Kevin Donnie, 5'10", 230. Left guard, Art Givens, 6'1", 257. Derek Brown at center, 5'11", 196. At right guard, Mike Doran, 6'1", 248. Right tackle, Rudy Bowles, 6'3", 200. The split end is Darrell Shepard. The quarterback is Trevor Fry, 6 foot 167. Tight end, Jeremy Muirfield. At left half, we have Scott Clark. Fullback, Mark Liu. And the right halfback, Chris Moriarty, 5'10", 150 pounds.
Okay, the Lakeland Lakers won the toss. They deferred and let the call go to Angola. Angola's going to receive the ball, have first chance at blood here, and Lakeland maybe trying to get their defense into the game early. We've seen Angola do that before. See what happens, but the Hornet offense has not made a whole lot of mistakes, knock on wood. We made a few last week, but very few in that game against Garrett. Tonight, if they execute well, don't get the big penalties, the Hornets should be able to chew up some real ground game here.
All right, again, Lakeland is 2-1. Angola cannot force to or cannot make a lot of turnovers, or I'm sure Lakeland will take advantage of them. So again, turnovers and get the bigger score, and we'll come out of here with another win.
Kick goes deep to Army. Return set up to this side. Army trying to find some running room. He finds a little, turns the corner, and boy, one guy tripped him up there. And you'll see this one is Army was tripped up. He had a wall out in front of him. He gets by that man. He's gone up the sidelines for 6 points.
All right, look like their number 34, John Ponch, 5'10", 175 junior, just tripped him up there on the near sideline, or as you said, Tom, he would have been gone.
Well, Angola's going to have pretty good field position, starting on their own 35-yard line. Hornets come out. Unbalanced eye, power to this side. Lewis calls the signals. Here comes Barry this side. They stacked it up. Barry cuts it back to the inside, picks up some more big yards, almost breaks that one away as he gets almost up to midfield, picks up enough for the first down as they're going to take that up to about the 37-yard line, 48-yard line.
48-yard line. Be interesting to see the offensive line of Angola there. Lakeland playing almost like a 4-4 defense, and they take some very severe angles, and sometimes it's hard for those offensive linemen to pick them up.
Well, that's a good gain. Start right off with the initial first down of the game. This time Julian to the outside, and going to be not much running room out there as they stacked it up to the wide side.
Whole host there trying to fakes the belly inside and trying to go off tackle there, and not much there for Rod. Brings up 2nd and 9 for the Hornets. Maybe trying to set something up there a little bit with a couple fakes and either the option, Tom, or fake the option and step back and throw the down and out, or maybe across the middle.
Well, Hornets are going to have to throw the ball some tonight. I think at least make Lakeland aware that they can throw the ball, because if they don't, Lakeland's going to pull it in, and you can see they're stacked up right on the line of scrimmage. They're very tight, and here comes Barry trying to get to the outside. Can't get a block to the outside, tries to cut back in and does not find running room there. Looks like he should have stayed wide on that one.
They, if you'll see there on your TV screens there, 11 all of Lakeland, all of 11 Lakeland's players are within about 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. You got 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers, and the cornerbacks and safety within about 7-8 yards. And if they could somehow pull maybe a play action or popping through on a quick hitter, why, he's going to be gone. There they are within about 5 yards. Back to pass.
It's a long one. Here's Lash wide open, and he just had to hurry that one as he got some pressure up the middle, putting the heat on the quarterback. Coming up the middle that time was number 82 for the Lakeland Lakers, as he really came up the center. It's Josh Lonsberry, and he really put the hit on Lewis as he let it fly.
That's what we were talking about, Tom. If they get past that initial 8 guys within that 3 or 4 yards, there's only 3 more players there, and maybe we can spring one. Yeah, it's Hatton back to punt.
Julian, I believe.
Excuse me, Julian.
Bad snap, but boy, did he get it away.
Nice pickup. Good bounce.
Going to roll down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. So the Lakeland Lakers on their first possession, they're going to take over from their own 14-yard line. The Hornets have to make some adjustments. All those people up very tight on the line like that, all you got to do is break one guy out into the open. And that time they had Lash in the open. They just had to give a little more time to Lewis to let him clear so he can lay it out to him.
About another second there. There comes Lakeland out in the wishbone, as we knew they would, with Fry at quarterback. Quick hitter.
right up the middle, and a big gain starts off for Lakeland all the way to the 29-yard line.
Number 40, Mark Liu there, had a nice game for the Lakers. Picks up a first down right away.
Oh, the Hornets someplace up the middle that time. They sprung that one, and that's where we don't expect them to run, is right up the middle.
Right.
Trying up the middle again, and this time not much of a hole there as they faked it out to the outside and turned it back up inside, and not going to pick up, only about a half yard.
Almost the same play there, and I saw Julian was trying on the blitz there. Maybe that created a little confusion on the blocking scheme of the Lakers and kind of plugged up the hole, and we stopped them there for about, maybe a half yard gain. Makes it 2nd down and 9 for the Lakers on their own 27. Option.
Ooh,
nice
well
tackle.
Covered on the outside as they came up, hit the quarterback as he let it go, and then the end on that side, Price came up and turned it back inside, and that's what you have to do. And Moriarty had absolutely no place to go.
That's the job of that defensive end out there. Don't let anybody get outside of you. Turn it back in and let the pursuit get it. And as Coach Saylor said before the game, he thought that they would do a lot of optioning.
Moriarty came off that time, and he got popped pretty hard, and he is hurt.
He got stuck real bad. Back to pass, gets away from one. He's got a running room.
Going to bring him down. I believe they're going to call that short, but boy, he was trapped. Fry was trapped well in the backfield, and he got away and made a big gain out of it.
Makes it 4th and about, they moved it back a little bit. 4th and 1.5. As I said, they had him back there. Sometimes those linemen get a little bit too anxious and get faked out, or they leave their feet and got a little bit more yardage what they like, but they see they're back to punt now. Trevor Fry back to punt. Sutton back for the Hornets.
High snap. Going to let it roll dead as he got a favorable bounce, kind of killed it, but then it took a favorable bounce forward to the 25-yard line. So the Angola Hornets are going to start on their own 25-yard line.
Todd did a nice job there. Once it hit the ground, he knew he wasn't going to pick it up and got completely away from it, so some crazy bounce wouldn't bounce into him. Be 7:30 left here in the first quarter, no score. Hornets ball on their own 25. Lewis brings him up to the line.
We'll see if they can solve this stunning defense now here for the Lakers. They're going to Barry. He's going off the other left side. He's within one man of breaking this one. He gets to the outside, but just cannot quite cut it back inside, but he's going to get well beyond the first down stakes.
Made a nice run, had some quick feet there, and cut it to the outside. He just ran out of real estate a little bit. On that 4-4 defense, that stunning defense, sometimes what your offensive lineman will do, we just kind of hold just for a split second to see where those linebackers are going to shoot and then pick them up as they come through. Nice job by that offensive line.
Comes back the other side again. This is Army, and Army's much quicker if he can get it to the outside, and boy, he takes it up for another first down as the Hornets have really found a weakness on the right side over there.
That almost like a little sweep there, Tom. You have Mike Berry and Rod Julian out in front of him. Why, that's a lot of meat to try to get through to bring Army down, and they did, but not after he made a first down. Ball's now on Lakeland's 46-yard line. 2 first downs in a row for the Hornets.
Chewing up that ground game. Lewis calls the signals, hands to Barry. Barry coming off this side, gets a block through the hole, and he's almost gone, and I was getting ready to celebrate there, but Moriarty came through the outside. Moriarty's very fast. We've seen him in track. He's a very quick athlete, and he can pick up some real yards on you from behind. So he caught him from behind. Looked like he was going to break into the clear. About one step away from breaking that one.
I was about 4 inches off the ground right there, Tom, when Moriarty clipped him up right there. Again, another first down on the Lakeland, just inside the Lakeland 35-yard line. Power eye right, Army the ball carrier.
Picks up some nice room off the right side, following that right side of his line over there, getting some big blocks out of that large line on that right side.
Doran and, Nagel and King, when you see confusion, or it looks like confusion like that, and that offensive line makes that push forward and gets those 3 or 4 yards, you know that they're having that big surge, and that's what they need to march down the field.
Julian up the middle this time. Picks up some more real estate. You know, I look for him maybe to run a quick pitch like to this size to Hatton. They're really boxing in on this end. The Hatton, if he can just slip out there real quick, if they set it off a little bit, get him out a little ways, they can quick pitch it to him to the outside, and he could be around that corner before anybody gets there.
The Hornets kind of like it here to the short side, so we'll see if they come to this side again. Maybe a fake belly and, like you said, Tom, a pitch here to the outside, and we'll see.
Army this time stopped at the line, breaks it loose, and he's going to get out there, and he's going to be, just drugged down from behind again, and that's Moriarty again, and Moriarty has stopped 2 touchdown runs.
It's a good thing they got him back there. It would have been 7-0 about a minute and a half ago. Nice run by Army, a 2nd and 3rd and 4th effort, and again, just one more guy, and we'd have had 6 on the board. However, the Hornets are knocking on the door inside the 10-yard line at about the 8.5.
Number 8 took it to the 8.
Definitely.
Power eye set to this left side. Here's the handoff. It's Barry trying to get inside. He gets inside, takes it down inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line, the way it looks.
Some of you younger ball players out there, if you watch that last play and watch how Mike Barry covers the ball up, he cradles that thing like a baby, and you can't hardly see it in his arms, and that's what you've got to do all the time, but especially down here by the goal line. Power eye left again.
Same play, and he's going to get in this time. Went in barely touched as he followed him into the end zone. No flags on the play. It's going to put 6 on the boards for the Hornets here at the 4:45 mark here of the first quarter.
A big score for the Hornets, Tom. They needed to get off to a good start and ride that emotional high from last week. And again, Lakeland's awfully young, and if you can get a young team down like this, why, it'd make it a lot easier for the Hornets.
Schmidtman in to kick, Hatton to hold the ball. Center, it's down, the kick is up, and it looks like it's in the middle, and it is. It's good. That puts the score at 7-0. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
When it's time for a new TV or appliance, see the professionals at Sanborn's TV and Appliance. You'll find 18 major brands of TVs and appliances to choose from, and people who really want to help you find what you need. Maytag, Amana, GE, RCA, and more. As the area's largest independent TV and appliance store, with over 22 years in business, Sanborn's has thousands of satisfied customers. Sanborn's will stand behind the products with their own in-house service department. So let Sanborn's help you save money today.
Back at Lakeland, where the Angola Hornets have put the first score on the scoreboard at the 4:45 mark here of the first quarter. They're going to be ready to kick it away here to Lakeland. Angola stopped on their first drive. Second time they got their hands on the ball, they took it right in for the touchdown.
Nice adjustment there by the Hornets. They found a couple things that they thought or knew would go, and they just kept pounding it to them. Short kickoff. Moriarty.
Bring it up the middle, and he picked up some more yardage, and he's got some good return. He's put Lakeland in pretty good shape this time, as Lakeland's going to take it on their own, about 37-yard line.
I think right here, Tom, it could be a big series for both sides. If Lakeland doesn't move it very far and Angola can get the ball back and stick in another touchdown here, why, that'll give them that confidence to keep right on rolling.
Angola went 9 plays, went 75 yards. It'll mix up inside this time as they tried to bring it down the line, and boy, no place to go that time as Lou is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
Kind of like an inside handoff there, but the middle of that defensive line for the Hornets really plugged it up, and there just wasn't anywhere to go. Makes it 2nd and 9 for the Lakers. Coming out in the wishbone again. Fry brings him up. Quick hitter.
Quick hit up the middle, and boy, they're finding some real room quickly up that middle. Because that time they picked up some big yards. Clark gets it up to the 41-yard line.
Scott Clark playing this year. He didn't play last year. He broke his tailbone, I believe, Tom, in track last year, but they said he had a really good freshman year, so they're really glad that he's back this year.
Big down for the Lakeland Lakers here as it's 3rd and 3. It's going to be
Back
a pass.
Incomplete, right in and out of his hands.
Had a man out there open on the outside. It was a very quick drop. He fired it out there very strong, but nothing going as he had number 41 out there, Muirfield.
He was open, but just didn't get a hold of it.
Slid to the outside. Well, looks like Lakeland's going to give it up again, but nothing's for certain. They're going to line this back up where it ought to be. They were going to put it at the first down marker. Now they're going to move it back.
Muirfield back to punt for the Lakers.
Clark's the short man. They could center it to him just as easy at midfield.
Sutton back for the Hornets. Snap's good. Short punt. Gets a roll. Gets a Lakeland roll. And it's rolling and rolling.
Going to roll all the way down to the 15-yard line. So the Hornets this time going to start deep in their own territory at their own 15. They started at their own 25 on the last series and only took 8 plays. I miscounted there, but only 8 plays to go 75 yards.
8 or 9 plays, Tom, as long as we get 6 points. Well, I guess it doesn't make a whole lot of difference.
3:15 left to play here in the first quarter. 7-0, the Hornets lead this one.
Be interesting to see, Tom, if they run some of the same plays they did that last drive and see if Lakeland adjusts to that. There's one of them right
going
there.
Off the opposite side this time, away from the power stack, and not much running room as he barely gets it over the line of scrimmage. Maybe for a gain of a half yard, maybe not. It's like it's not going to move the stick, so it's not going to be much.
Not much room there for Mike that time. Again, it's fun to play cat and mouse with your coach across the field or coaches across the field to adjust, and they adjust to you and you adjust to them, and just see, how it all comes out. Sometimes talent wins over, and sometimes it really doesn't.
Well, this is a big series for Lakeland. They could win some field position here if they could keep Angola in this hole. Quick hitter to Julian up the middle, and not much room there as Julian stopped right across the line of scrimmage.
Be just another yard maybe, make it third and a long 8 for the Hornets.
We get prompted here. We've got the Hornet coaching staff on the headphones up here, so we need any help, we can get it off of them right here. No problem.
As you said, a big play for the Lakeland defense. Now a big play for the Lakeland offense, Tom, with 3rd and 9 back on their own about 16, 17-yard line. Be interesting to see what the boys call.
Play action, it's deep. He's got Lash in front of the bench. They're going to call him out of bounds. Incomplete, and he was there. They just got too close to the sideline, and they had Lash for a big gainer up the sideline. So that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Maybe just a matter of time there. If we can get him loose there on the sideline, or maybe do a little chair pattern and an up and out and up, and Matt can maybe hit him on the long one. Now we have to punt. Minute 35 to go in the first quarter.
I looked for Lakeland to bring everybody this time. It was a bad snap last time, and I looked for Lakeland. They're all up on the line this time. He gets it off, and it's a good one. Coming away from the man, he's going to take a bounce, but it's not going to take an Angola bounce. Unfortunately, it took a Lakeland bounce, and it's going to be at the Angola's own 41-yard line. So Lakeland will take over here.
Lakeland gained about 25, 30 yards on that exchange, Tom, but they're starting in Angola territory, so it doesn't, as we have seen the first 3 games there, if you don't have to go very far, it really puts a lot of pressure on that defense.
Well, Lakeland kicked it from their own 41 the last time. Their own 41. This time they've taken over on Angola's 41, so they gained some big yards, gained 20 yards. Inside handoff that time looks like Lou, and he was picking up some gig yardage inside again, and being able to run inside on the Hornets kind of surprises us a little bit.
Did a good job of keeping his feet moving there. He had a lot of interference in front of him and couldn't really break it inside or outside, but he kept his feet moving and kept that pile moving, and he gained 5 yards on that play, it looked like. Makes it 2nd and 5. And wishbone set up.
Oh, that's going to
move it
cost
there on the right guard, look like, of the Lakers.
Number
66.
60. Or 66,
Yes.
Graves. Or Givens, excuse me. Givens is going to draw that penalty, and there's a break for the Hornets because actually now you look at this being down 7 points still in the first quarter. They're inside the Angola 40. They were in 4-down territory.
Definitely, without a doubt they were. Now the 2nd and 10, it's a lot different play call, 2nd and 10 than 2nd and 5. Quick hitter up the middle.
He was caught at the line of scrimmage, but the arm tackling will not hold him, and Moriarty got away, and boy, went right up the middle.
Looked like Nate Hatton had him there, and just those arm tackles just won't do it. When a back like Moriarty has a head of steam, the old arm tackles won't do it. They got to get a shoulder into him and wrap him up and drive him back. Now they're right back where they were before the penalty. 3rd and 5, quarter winding down here, about 5 seconds and counting.
Last play of the first quarter here. Oh, and met right at the line by big number 54, Chris Brewster, and boy, did he smack a hold of that one, and that's going to end the first quarter with the score, the Angola Hornets 7, Lakeland Lakers 0. We'll take a quick break and be back with second quarter action. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
Today, more than ever, it's important that you get the Convacare story before you rent or buy hospital equipment to use in your home. Recent changes in Medicare regulations will affect you and your loved ones, so let our home care consultants help. We'll file your claims promptly and accurately, assuring that you receive maximum benefits from your health insurance program. Call or visit one of these healthcare consultants today.
Visit Crowlister Pharmacy on the public square today.
You gotta go for it, you know that.
All student council members to
Might as well.
cafeteria. That table moving message from
Oh, back at Lakeland, where the Lakeland Lakers are on a drive, but it's 4th down here to start the second quarter. They are at the Angola 37.
Wouldn't surprise me if they try it, Tom, and I believe they're going to.
Looks like they're going to go for it. They had a man open on the pass out in the flat the last time. Had plenty of yardage for the first down. The Hornets are going to have to watch the guy sliding to the outside.
Maybe a little play action here. Fake it, and he drops back. There he is. Oh,
Quick to the outside. The receiver fell down, so nobody there. No flags on the play. That's going to turn the ball over, so the Angola Hornets are going to have another chance at the football. Pretty good field position starting at their own 37.
Darryl Shepard there just went down about 7 yards and did a turn in, and unfortunately for the Lakers, he lost his footing, and it's good news for the Hornets. First down on their own, what'd you say, 36-yard line.
He really had an opening there. He'd driven the defense back, and when he makes that quick turn, the ball has to be delivered right on time. They'll feel a little wet from the rain today, a little dew out there now, and it cost them there. Barry outside, trying to sweep around the left side, takes it up across the 40-yard line.
Nice run there. Get 4 to 5 yards of crack where you can move down the field, Tom, real quick. Makes it 2nd and 6 on the Hornet 41.
Operating in front of the Hornet bench. Play is being called in from the sideline. Didn't switch any people. Same people in the game. Barry again on the same play to the outside. Makes a nice cut. Gets by 1, 2, 3, 4. He's still on his feet all the way up across the 50 inside the 45 to the 44-yard line of the Lakers.
Hornet coaching staff have found something there on that left side. They've run that play quite a bit of time. Mike really does a nice job of running off his blocks. If they push him out, he goes in, and a big first down on Lakeland's 44.
We've seen near touchdown runs a couple times by Barry and once by Army, and we'll see a big one before the night's out.
We hope so for the Hornets.
There's another one right up the middle, and that's Julian. Boy, I believe it was Rod Julian with the ball that time.
Faked me out. I thought Army had the ball, and the pile just kept moving. Julian made a nice run there, about a 9-yard gain, makes it 2nd and 1. Again, Tom, if you can run off 4, 5, 6, 8 yards a chunk, boy, I'll tell you that devastates
Well,
the
we've
defense.
opened the middle up a little bit. We've been running to the outside. Now they opened that middle up a little bit. Hand to Barry on the inside. He's up the middle. Takes it up all the way to the 30-yard line.
Again, nice job of covering up the ball there by Mike. He's met head on and he spun around and had that ball cradled right against his stomach.
Angola picking up 5, 6, 7 yards of carry right now, moving it right down the field. Started at their own 36. 4 plays later, they're at the 30-yard line of the Lakers.
Got the defense guessing, and that's, boy, I'll tell you got to meet them right out of their hand when that comes along.
Lewis this time looks like he was going to roll it out here. They're going to call it down, I believe. Going to call him down on the play. No fumble as Lewis rolled out. What was that play supposed to be? Let's see if we can find out from the coaching staff what that call was, but looked like a mix-up either in the backfield.
Looked like maybe he missed a handoff there or something, Tom, and he went down, and it was almost a late whistle. We didn't hear the whistle until after the ball came out, so maybe the Hornets got a little break there.
Second and long, Barry to the outside. No running room there as breaking through is number 40, Mark Lou, who goes both ways. And Lou broke through, and they're going to call that one no gain on the play.
That looked like the play that was supposed to happen maybe the last one, Tom, as they trying to run off tackle, only this time they got the handoff. Makes it 3rd and long for the Hornets, about 13, 14 yards. Again, they've liked the narrow side before, but I'm going to guess that Matt's going to maybe roll left and throw somewhere out in all that real estate. Here come the Lakers on a blitz.
Man opening outside, and that's Lash, and just tripped up on the outside. I mean tripped up as the man fell down, missed him, and reached around and leg whipped him pretty much, I think, to get him down.
Nice job there. That was a big advantage there for Matt when he had to roll to the wide side, and he is a left-hander. Lash ran a nice, you'd almost call it a flag pattern, only it was a short one. Makes it a 1st down.
It's like at the 18-yard line, so the Hornets with the new set of downs here at the Lakeland 18.
Army.
Outside to the left side, turns the corner, picks up some real estate.
Had a nice little hole there to go through. If we can have a little bit more real estate on that side, and he could have maybe cut it up toward and started running north and south. Made about 4 yards, makes it 2nd and 6.
But they're at just inside the 15-yard line. Lewis, Barry cuts it off the outside. Still on his feet, hit 2-3 times, and carries another tackler across the 1st down marker, I believe, inside the 10-yard line to the 5.
Carrying people with him. We get near that goal line, those backs like to smell that goal line. I don't know how they smell it. I guess it's a different colored paint down there.
Must be, as the Hornets now knocking on the door one more time. They lead this one at the 8-12 mark, 7-0. They got a chance now to take it in for 6 more as they split Hatton very wide right. Very deep in the eye behind Julian. Julian, the first man through, and he goes through untouched. Rod Julian runs into a man, but well into the end zone before he hits anybody. So Rod Julian goes the last 5 yards for a TD. Puts the Hornets on top now 13-0 at the 7:59 mark of the 2nd period.
Nice run there by Rod, and again going right up through the middle like that. Went in basically standing up and not very many hands laid on him. Great job of that offensive line.
Schmidtman, the left-footed kicker, in, down. It's up very quickly, and it's good. And Schmidtman gets it really up in the air very quickly at the 7:59 mark. It's 14-0. The Hornets will be right back after these messages. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
If you improved your water with a Connecticut water plant, you would find purer water. No chlorine taste. Additional water quality protection. Year-round refreshing water. Taste and odor-free water. Clean sparkling sinks. No bathtub ring. Clearer ice cubes. Greater convenience. Less soap is needed. Cleaner showers and tubs. No bottles to recycle. Great tasting ice cubes. Luxurious personal care. Readily available drinking water. Water you can enjoy. Savings on cleaners. No heavy bottles. Cleaner, brighter laundry. Softer hair. You can experience so many benefits with a Connecticut water plant. We'll have to hurry before we get...
For all your soft water supplies, call Do More Water Systems.
7:59 left to play here in the first half. Hornets hold a 14-0 lead, completing another nice scoring drive, starting on their own 36, taking it in for the touchdown.
Nice job there of mixing up the plays, going from side to side, and that one pass to Lash.
11 plays. Here's the kick from right up the middle. That's Moriarty, and he runs into a wall, and there's finally the whistle. The ball came loose as they a little slow on the whistle on some of those, it seems like, tonight, Coach. They're
like you say, that last drive there, Tom, when I believe Matt missed a handoff, and looked like, to me, he went down to the ground, the ball plopped loose, and then we heard the whistle, but I think maybe the head official that was out toward the middle of the field blew it earlier, and we just didn't hear it. Lakers taking over on their own 33, 7:40 to go here in the second quarter. Fry brings them up in the wishbone.
I look for him to throw a little bit more in this series. Man trying to break it to the outside, but finding no running room is inside on the line. Lash got a piece of him in there. Looks like Hatton got a piece of him on the inside.
Ben Lash made a nice job. Did a nice job there of plugging up that hole. So even throwing for a little loss there makes it second and 11. I think we have a timeout on the field, maybe equipment timeout.
Looks like equipment timeout.
Officials timeout. Maybe he needs an equipment adjustment. Oh, here we go.
Lakers in that wishbone again. Hornets tight on the corners this time, and there's a little mix-up inside, and no place to go that time inside. The ball carrier, I see you pick up the number on the ball carrier.
That was the fullback, Mark Lou.
Lou, and boy, he ran into Ellison, I believe, inside.
Got a Laker player down. He tried that quick hitter right up the middle. Number 74 down for the Lakers, Mike Dorn. Like working possibly on his knee, maybe a cramp.
Could be a cramp. We saw the Hornets have some trouble with that earlier in the year. Mike, I think Julian and Barry both in the Garrett game were troubled with cramps late in that ball game.
Well, after all the hits that they took and delivered, Tom, I can see why they did have a lot of cramps, believe me.
With a player down on the field, we'll take a quick break. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV7.
For Gibson's Heat and Plumbing. Now pay attention. Remember last summer's sweltering days and restless nights? You swore you'd stay cool next year. Well, next year is here. So call Gibson's today and ask about the Armstrong Concept Series, the smart choice for affordable, high-efficiency home cooling. Let Gibson's help you beat the heat with the Concept Series from Armstrong. Tell them Norb sent you.
Player still down on the field as they're looking, I believe, at his left leg, someplace on the left leg. A doctor on the field, I believe, for the Lakers, and now EMS people coming out. Hasn't moved that left leg since they've had him down there. We don't know whether it's a knee injury. It doesn't appear that they think anything's broken particularly. They're not seem to be that concerned, but
more than a cramp, what we said, Tom, but I guess the doctors up here in the booth don't know a whole lot about what's going on down there.
Well, we always hope for the least thing that can happen, and we were rooting for a cramp here. The Hornets on that last drive used up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plays to take that ball from their own 36 in for a touchdown. Hornets now on the field trying to get loose. Lakeland has not had a very sustained drive. 4 plays, their longest to this point. They were 4 plays. They went 3 plays in punt. They had 3 plays in punt. This time they are working now. It's going to be a 3rd down coming up and a long 9. So they don't have much sustained offense to this point.
I'll tell you, the 2 scoring drives that the Hornets have had, Tom, have really been impressive drives. As we see number 74, Mike Dorn, coming off. Looks like his left leg, it's pretty ginger right now.
Dorn's one of their bigger players out there, and that's not going to be good news for the Lakeland Lakers the rest of this game.
You know, Mike goes 6'1", just a hair under 250, and we hope it's really not very serious at all.
Well, with the break here in the action, we'll take one more break and be back with this finish this second quarter. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, Buick, Pontiac, Cadillac, Geo, and Chevy trucks. At Harold, we know what it takes to sell you a car or truck. It takes the lowest prices, great selection, and super service. New, used, demo, and program cars, vans, and trucks. When it comes to American-made transportation, see the good people at Harold. No big city pressure, no hassle. We make good sense and save you dollars. At Harold, you'll love our service. Stop in today.
After the injury, the Lakers have the ball. They got to pick up some real estate, and no place going there as they get across the 35-yard line, maybe to the 36 or 7, and that's going to be it. And that's going to bring up a 4th down as Moriarty could not move it enough for the 1st down, so they're going to be at the Angola or at their own 37. So the Hornets again are going to have pretty good field position. Hornets have started at their own 35, their own 25, their own 15. Their own 36, and now they should start pretty close to midfield here.
We hope so. Maybe we can.
Good boot.
We're going to have some room on this one.
Sutton got a little bit of returns. Got a wall on the far side. No flag.
One guy.
And there he
He's
goes.
gone.
There's not a flag on the field.
Hornets.
That's going to be Sutton.
Yes.
We almost broke one earlier with Army. This time it's going to be Sutton. Sutton got that about the 30-yard line.
30-yard line and return 70 yards for a touchdown.
So quickly, boy, things strike, and a little bit of a letdown after an injury. You have to kick that off, and Sutton goes for a TD punt return.
Boy, a great job by the Hornet lineman over there. Once Todd got around that corner, you saw about 4 guys over there just peeling back and hitting those Lakers, and away he went down the sideline. Beautiful run.
Schmidtman on to try the extra point. There's a snap. It's down. The kick is up. It's strong, and it is good. And Schmidtman puts another one on the board. That's going to make it 21-0 at the 6:01 mark here of still in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
If your car is in an accident and you have Allstate insurance, you can leave it in our hands. Allstate's recommended pro shops can do everything, including the estimate, in one stop. Allstate will guarantee their workmanship for as long as you own your car. Now, be careful. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Let Allstate agents Dick Hickman and Kim Tubergen of Jacob Insurance help you with your insurance decisions. Give them a call at 665-3194.
This crowd with a 70-yard TD run on a punt return, and the Hornets now are really cooking at 21-0. Kick deep by Lash, going to be taken deep by Moriarty. Moriarty going to try right up the middle. No place to go. Cuts to the outside and hit down right there. Number 20 for the Angola Hornets, Greg Smith, made a nice hit. Ben Army came along to help finish it off, but the Angola Hornets now have put Lakeland in a hole, and we've got Moriarty, I believe, down again. He was down earlier with some kind of a hip injury, and he's going to be down again.
I'll tell you, a couple times he's really gotten hit tonight, Tom, and it's, it takes its toll after a while, but I'll tell you, that punt return by Todd Sutton was him and it was the whole Hornet team, but as I said before, there's some linemen over there that peeled back right against the Angola Hornet bench, and Todd turned that corner and he was gone. And if there's any emotional letdown from last week, we haven't seen it yet.
No, the Hornets came into this one knowing what they had to do. This is a very seasoned team, a real veteran team, and I tell you, they're not going to let this one get away. They certainly are going to avenge the loss from last year, if at all possible. They're looking at that state rating. They know what they've got to do this year. There are mostly seniors, veterans out there, and this is their last chance, and they want to go as far as they can go. They were a little bit disappointed last year when Griffith, they made a couple mistakes in the regional game and got beat by Griffith. I know that some of the kids went down to watch Dwinger play, who Dwinger feels to be one of the strongest teams in the state every year. Our kids were impressed with Dwinger, but not overly impressed. Thought we could run the ball on them, just that they have so many more kids down there for a school our size. Sometimes these parochial schools come up with an awful lot of kids from out of their district that work their way in. Most coaches call it recruiting violations, but the state hasn't seen it that way yet. But when you've got a school no bigger than Angola or Lakeland and you can put two teams on the field from offense to defense, that many good kids, you know that there's got to be something.
That makes a lot of difference. And down there at Fort Wayne, they aren't necessarily kids. They're men down there, Tom.
Big men.
They're big.
Well, Lakeland's going to start with this possession at their own 27-yard line. Moriarty off the field, and he's one of their great running backs. Roll out this side. Did not get him, but he's going to be pursued very strongly out there, and that ball is going to go incomplete and out of bounds as Big Paul Ellison out there pursuing. Brewster was pursuing also, and they all went around the outside, and he did not want to meet Ellison in that open field.
Nice job there by I think it was number 78. Brian King was after him there. The only thing he has to do maybe is take the proper angle of pursuit and cut that passer off. And again, on this, as we said in the pregame, this wishbone offense, when you fall behind 3 touchdowns, it's very, very hard to play catch-up.
Well, King, Brian has not played much, and he's going to be a learning process, and they're looking forward to him getting stronger every game.
I want to watch number 7 out here, Daryl Shepard. He's the, they get him one-on-one here with Jared. They say he's the fastest one on the Laker team.
Right up the middle that time and no place to go. Looked like King and Ellison that time. Brewster in there, they all converged on that one, and there's going to be a very short gain on that one.
3rd down, and we can stop them here, Tom, and we've got just a little over 5 minutes to go in the half. It'd sure be nice to get another score on. You can never have enough points, it seems like. Any coach will tell you that at halftime.
Well, not at Lakeland. We know that you can't get enough points at Lakeland.
That is for sure.
It's going to be a pass play. He's coming to the outside. He's wide open, and boy, plenty of room out there as he got to the outside and nobody around him. Picked up very big yardage.
Number 15, Brian Miller, just did a down and in, just made a little curl pattern, and wasn't anybody really too close to him, and missed a tackle or two. And I'll tell you, you give Lakeland a big play and let them score here before the half, and I'll tell you, they're right back in the ball game.
Well, Lakeland, we know, I said I would look for him to pass earlier. I look for him to come out and be committed to the pass quite strongly through the rest of this game.
Breaking the bone there a little bit. Missed his handoff. Did a nice job there. I believe that was supposed to be, excuse me, Tom, a quick hitter there, and he missed his handoff, but as a quarterback should do, if you miss the handoff, you follow in right in behind your back that you're supposed to hand off to.
Well, he took it right on in behind him, picked up some big yardage, and he's at the Angola 45, so.
Defense needs to stiffen up here a little bit. We've still got 4 minutes to go in the half. A little bit different lineup there, breaking the bone. Fry back to pass.
To the outside, incomplete, is putting some heat on the outside that time. Number 56 for the Angola Hornets. We had out there Norm King on the outside putting in that pressure.
Trying to hit Justin Bowser out there just a little bit too long, and he was, again, he did a nice job there. He ran just a little farther than the first down of what he was supposed to get, but luckily for the Hornets, it was incomplete. Makes it 3rd and about 4.
3rd and 4, and you know this is 4-down territory for them. I don't think they're ever going to quit here.
Quick hitter.
Up the middle, and
nice job.
That time he ran right into Barry Ellison, Price, Hatton.
just did a nice job. He had a full head of steam, but the boys just stood him right up so he couldn't go any farther. That's a good tackle by those 2 or 3 Hornets there. Makes it fourth down, and about 3.
Good 2 yards, long 2 maybe.
I'd be surprised, Tom, if they went for it right here. I really would. You're on only Angola's 45-yard line, and by golly, they're going to.
I didn't think they'd give it up now. 3 minutes to go. They're not going to give this up if they can keep from it.
Hornets stop them here. It'd be a big play.
Little quick one to the outside. That little short pass to number 23 out there, Bowser.
It looked like the play. They almost, with the incompletion they ran, they saw that he was open before, and they tried again. He just cut it off just a little bit shorter than what he had before. He came out of the slot position there and made a nice catch. Lakers have a first down, 3 minutes to go here in the first half.
With the rush we're getting, I'd like to see him come up and play a little bump and run. Whack that guy right off the line. Don't let him get that short pattern. Make him try to throw deep, and with the pressure we're getting out the middle, I don't think they'll have enough time. Defensively up the middle this time again.
I think 74, Paul Elson tripped him up just about as soon as he got the ball. Couldn't bring him down, but slowed him up enough. But he still got just a hair under 5 yards. We'll call it 4 yards. Makes it 2nd and 6. 2:30 to go here in the first half. They're going to either have to hurry up or take a timeout or hit a long one, Tom, I do believe.
They're at the Angola 36-yard line. Time running out. It's the ally of the Hornets right here. Hand off inside. It's his own man.
Number 35.
Clark again.
Scott Clark, the ball carrier. Gains about 3 more. Makes it 3rd and 2.
At the Angola 32-yard line.
You're definitely, of course, in 4-down territory now, Tom. If I would guess whether they make it here, whether they don't, they're going to be calling a timeout here to set up what they want to do this last about minute and a half to go in the half.
Coming inside, no place to go that time.
Just short of the first down. I'm sure they're going to call timeout. Let's see if I'm right or not. Clock still running, minute 30 to go. 4th down and 1.
It's a big decision right here. They're not going to use that timeout yet. They're going to see if they make it first, probably, Coach. They don't want to stop the clock and give Angola any time if they can keep from it.
Well, again, that's the reason he's down there, and I'm up here. Big play here in the first half, both for the defense and for Lakers to see if they can get back in the ball game. 4th and probably a little less than a yard, Tom.
They'll keep it on the grounder. I don't think they'll throw it.
Quick hitter, first down.
First down, got across the line. That's what he had to do. It's going to be enough for the Laker first down. Timeout while we move the chains.
First down on Angola's about 28-yard line. 55 seconds, clock running. They're going to grind her right down to the last, Tom, and that way maybe Coach Bowser's thinking we won't give Angola another shot at going down the field the other way.
They'll be putting it in the air, though. You can bet on it. They're going to have to save that clock somehow.
Need a big rush right up the middle. Good protection. He's open. Ooh.
Oh, almost intercepted as Sutton back deep. Price in front, Price, I believe, in front that time. Sutton behind, so had him pretty well covered. That would have had to been a real perfect pass to get inside there.
He wasn't open. I got a little excited there, and all of a sudden you saw double coverage there. Makes it 2nd and 10. 32 seconds left in the half. At that time, we didn't didn't look like we rushed as many, and Trevor Fry had a lot of time, threw a nice pass, but Angola defense down very well.
Well, Sutton very quick playing that safety spot. If the ball in the air, if they loop it at all, he's got time to get there.
Right.
Pass again, a lot of time, way too much time, way overthrown though. High, way outside. 2nd incomplete pass on this drive. Still at the 28.
He's having time, and the more time that that quarterback has, Tom, the more pressure it puts on those defensive backs, because the longer time that they have to cover, the chances are greater that that guy he's throwing to is going to get open. It's hard to cover somebody for that amount of time. 27 seconds, 3rd and 10.
They could run a draw up the middle this time, and there it is, a draw play, and no place to go that time as Hatton stuffed it up originally, and then Brewster comes in and finishes off along with Julian. So Hatton's plugged the hole, made him go to the outside, didn't let him come up the middle.
Time running short here for the Lakers, 10 seconds and less. They're going to be lucky to get this play off, Tom. In fact, they aren't going to. Well, they're trying to call timeout right now with 3 seconds.
3 seconds left on the clock. We'll be right back with the final play of the first half after these messages. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
Country Furniture of Pleasant Lake has a wide variety of styles to help you furnish your home to suit your personality and your budget. Like this beautiful solid cherrywood dinette set and china cabinet by Crawford. And this elegant living room set with sofa and wingback chair by Charles, crystal lamps with silk shades from Unique, and end table by Peters Revington. For style, quality, and low prices, come to Country Furniture. It's worth the drive. Just off I-69 on West Fox Lake Road in Pleasant Lake.
My partner and I conversing with Coach Sirk and Coach Price here sitting next to us. The up people for the Angola Hornet coaching staff in the box with us tonight. And Coach says, why did they wait? Doesn't ask him why he waited 3 seconds to call timeout. Coach Sirk's answer was?
Well, it's 4th down. Why not? It's 4th down. They're going to throw it in the end zone. You're going to have one play anyway. It's a do or die, and I would bet the Hornets play this one a little loosely. The only way the half's going to end is if there's a penalty on the Hornets.
Quick movement on the outside.
She's up for grabs. Going to be short. Oh, flag on the play. I would guess that's going to be defensive interference.
Looks like there is a flag.
That's what we did not want to see, Tom.
There's a flag back there. I saw movement at the line, but I didn't see a flag come down at the line. There was some movement at the line.
Well, where the flag's thrown, you can bet your bottom dollar that's going to be defensive interference, and we're going to have one more play with no time left on the clock here before the half.
They did a little different that time. They went to the inside instead of the outside. They'd been thrown to the outside. We tried to force them to the outside. They brought the ball back to the inside. So it's going to be a penalty against the Angola Hornets.
There it is, defensive interference. That puts the ball on about the 14-yard line of the Hornets. And again, it's an untimed down.
Well, we said the last play of the game, last play of the half, we were wrong.
That's right. And the Lakers have taken another timeout now to try and see if they can get a score here on this last play of the first half.
We'll take one more break here before halftime. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
Win the game with sporting equipment and clothing from the Angola Sports Center. No matter what your interest, you're covered from head to toe with clothing from Carhartt, Speedo, Discus, and athletic shoes for every sport. We'll customize your clothing with our embroidery and printing services. We sell and engrave trophies and plaques. At the Angola Sports Center, you'll find the right equipment to help you play your best. Whether your sport is baseball, basketball, weightlifting, or fishing, you're always a winner when you shop at the Angola Sports Center.
Back at Lakeland in LaGrange, Indiana, where the Angola Hornets have their back to the wall here. No time left on the clock in the first half. Lakeland's inside the Angola 15 at the 14. Should be the last play of the game if there's no more defensive penalties here.
We hope so, Tom. You know, if they could score here, they get the ball starting out the second half too. So we need to stop them right here and not let them score a touchdown.
Coming to the outside, a lot of pressure, thrown to the inside that time, and no place there. Is it pretty well covered on the inside? Throws it short. That's going to end the first half. 21-0. The Lakeland Lakers got some deep penetration that time all the way into the Angola 14-yard line with the help of a defensive interference penalty, but no place for him to go, Coach, there at the end.
That was a big play for either way. As we said, Tom, if Lakeland could have scored there and then come back out and they have the ball to start out the second half, but the Hornets shut them down there, put some good pressure on the quarterback, and consequently the pass was short, and therefore Lakeland still doesn't have anything on the board, and we have 21.
We're going to take a break now and be back with second half action. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
My old checking account never did anything for me. It was just something I had to have.
You should get more from your checking account than the money you put into it. That's why we developed CheckLink, the interest-bearing account with no minimum balance, unlimited check writing, free personalized checks, entertainment discounts, and more.
Finally, a checking account that does something for me for a change.
Too bad you can't get it to like the stamps.
CheckLink. At the banks of Lincoln Financial Corporation, that's what performance banking is all about.
There's a great burger at Dairy Queen, made with 2 juicy home-style patties, our own tasty sauce, and a whole lot more. It's the ultimate taste, the DQ Homestyle Ultimate. Then try the Dairy Queen Blizzard Flavor Treat. It's so thick you gotta spoon it up. Have one blended with M&M's plain chocolate candies, cookies, fruit or nuts. The Blizzard at Dairy Queen.
Ready for second half action to get underway here from Lakeland. I'm Tom Barry along with John Dutton. We're here at Lakeland to bring you the exciting action between the Angola Hornets and the Lakeland Lakers. It's 21-0 Angola at halftime, but Lakeland had a real threat right before half. Lash a deep kick, and that looks like Moriarty injured a little bit in the first half. He's trying to get to the outside, but no place to go, as ran a long way across the field, but Ben Army came from flying from behind. Real speedster. Army caught up with him from behind. It's going to start on their own, looks like their own 29-yard line. That's where they're going to start this one. Lakeland had 5 possessions first half. Angola 5 possessions, but one of those possessions only lasted 1 play, as Todd Sutton took it 70 yards for a TD.
That definitely helped there. The Hornets dodged a bullet just before halftime, and now we'll see what adjustments both the Hornets and the Lakers make here in the second half.
Broken bone stacked to this side. Going to bring it on the option out the outside. Turns it in. Missed him. 1 man missed him. 2 men missed him, but he's no place to go, as he got around the outside, and a couple players overran him that time as they were pursuing to the outside, made him turn in, and Julian and Hatton filled on the inside, only going to gain 2 yards, going to bring it up to the 31-yard line.
Mike turned him inside there a little bit, missed him, and I believe it was Julian there that just stood him right straight up, and a couple more finished him off. Makes it 2nd and about 7 for the Lakers. They're going back to the normal wishbone now as Fry brings him up. Quick handoff.
Inside. Got a piece of him was Barry, but he got him too high. He's got to get him down a little bit lower, as he picked up too much yardage that time.
Clark was the ball carrier on that one.
Across the 35 to the 36-yard line, so a gain of 5 yards on that play.
3rd and 4. Hornets can shut him down here and get the ball back. Be a big plus for him right here, Tom.
Inside handoff, and no place to go that time, as he was stopped right at the line by big Paul Ellison down on the bottom of that line. Brewster on the bottom down there. Hatton in on that play.
Looked a little bit like an isolation play. You have your guard and your tackle double down, kick outside, and your 2 backs kick the other way, and your back run through the hole there, but no hole there from that Hornet defensive line. High snap. Just missed Jared Price on the block punt.
Going to be a good kick. Got a nice bounce all the way down to the 30-yard line. So Price almost got a piece of it that time, as it was a high snap. Jared did the right thing that time. Did you notice he dove across in front? Didn't drive into the man, but drove high out in front, trying to get it off his foot.
Right, when you block a punt, Tom, you anticipate where the ball is going to be punted from, not straight at the kicker, so you can, as you say, anticipate, cross those hands, and go in as high and hard as you can to try and block it. Don't go at the punter.
Hatton split wide to this side.
I formation.
First
Julian
man
on
through,
a quick
Julian. Boy, no place to go that time.
Nice job by the Laker interior line there. Try a little quick hitter there, although he did pick up a couple yards there. Sometimes it kind of fools you and makes it 2nd and 8 for the Hornets.
Well, it's hard to keep Julian from getting a couple yards.
He is a load, Tom. When he gets ahead of steam, as we have said many times this year so far, he can carry the mail. sweep to Barry. Oh, linebacker shot through on that.
They had that figured out. They knew what was coming that time and got straight through, and they're going to lose some. Barry's going to lose some of that 90-some yards he had in the first half. He's going to lose 5 of it back there as it goes back to the 26-yard line.
Lou, the inside linebacker there, shot a gap, shot the hole in there, and nobody picked him up on that sweep on those pulling linemen. Somebody's got to fill that hole, and nobody filled it. Threw Mike for a big loss. Makes it 3rd and, as you said, 15.
Pitch is going to go, I think, to the other side this time. They're going to roll out, going to throw it.
There's Lash.
Surprise, Lash to the outside and overthrown as he had man on his hip, but he just couldn't get it out there. They had an extra speed back in there that time, and Temple, and I thought maybe they were going to throw it, quick pitch to him, fake away from that, and quick pitch it the other way, but nothing going, and that's going to bring up a punt.
That'd have been a tough pass to hit, Tom. He had double, almost triple coverage on him on that down and out pattern, and so that makes it 4th down for the Hornets as Julian goes back in punt formation.
We haven't seen the trips on that pass pattern yet tonight.
Nice scoop up by Julian.
Short
wobbly punt. Nice coverage. Lash and Army on the coverage right at the 50-yard line. Stopped him right in his tracks there. Brian Miller was the man back on there for the Lakers.
Well, the Lakers picked up some field position on that exchange. They took it on their own 28, the first possession. Now they're going to get it at the 50. So the attrition field position here right now favoring the Lakeland Lakers. The Hornets could not get anything going that time.
Back to the full wishbone. Lakeland comes out in with Fry at quarterback. Option. Turns it up. And does get about 3 yards, maybe.
Going to give him, looks like 3 yards. Going to bring it out to the Angola 47-yard line.
On that option, Tom, somebody's got to take the quarterback and somebody the pitch man, and then your pursuit has to come across on that and cut that quarterback off at the line of scrimmage.
They're playing their linebackers up very close on the line. Barry's right up in the line. Here comes the blitz. This time, as the handoff was, boy, he was getting ready to pitch it. Very lucky he did not lose that because, boy, they came through there. It looked like Julian came through there, and he, just as he went to reach that ball out, Julian just stripped him down, and wonder he did not lose it.
Julian and Brian King both in there on the quarterback. Another half a step maybe, and that ball would have been rolling right along the ground. Big play by the defense makes it 3rd and 9, just under 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the Hornets are doing some of the stunning of their own that time as Lakeland got some of their own medicine there.
Fry back to pass, throws it long.
Ooh, looks like it was going to be intercepted. It was high, but again, he's got that man open out there. As Lewis was on that side, but looked like that might be intercepted for a second as it was high and behind the receiver.
High and behind, but Ben dove for it there, and I think it was a little bit above him too, even when he dove. Sutton back for the Hornets. Returned 172 yards already. Here's the punt. He's got some room if he catches it. Nope.
Could not get to the outside that time as everybody was there in the middle of the field. He could have got one step, one side or the other. He could have been in some real rambling territory, but good coverage that time by Lakeland. Angola's going to start, looks like, on their own 19-yard line.
The wall was set up there, Tom. If he could have turned that corner again, boy, there was a lot of green in front of him, but Lakeland did a nice job of staying in their lanes there and containing Todd from going on the outside.
Well, Lakeland this time, if they can hold Angola, they can really win the war of field position.
Angola needs a couple first downs here to kind of reestablish themselves. Mike Berry on the outside, off tackle.
Broke 1, 2, maybe 3 tackles as he picked up some decent yardage that time. Moving the Hornets out of the hole, going to move it up to about going to pick up 6 big yards as he moves it all the way up to the 24-yard line.
Made a nice gain there, 6 yards. The offense, as I said, needs to get going here. Maybe came out a little flat. They need to get that offensive surge they've had all year long here to fire off that ball. As we said, get some first downs here. There's a nice hole there.
That's Sutton. He could be gone.
One guy.
I don't think he's going to catch. He's got the angle on him, but Sutton really turned it on. Looks like Sutton is running out a little bit of gas as he goes down there, but a nice run as he's all the way down to the 19-yard line of Lakeland. So that puts you out of a hole in a hurry.
That was a big play for the Hornet offense. A little bit sluggish maybe coming out in the first half. Broke that big play Todd Sutton did, and he said the Lakeland man there, number 17, I believe it was, Ryan Todd, just had the angle on him. Otherwise, it'd have been 27-0 right now. But they are knocking on the door at Lakeland's 19.
Sutton can scamper. He's a very speedy, and he's only a sophomore. Fans, you're going to see a lot of him.
Pitched outside to Barry, around the corner. Julian makes a block. Barry going down the sidelines.
Number 31, Barry on the
Turned it back inside and down very close to the 5 at about the, must be about the 7-yard line. From the 19 down to the 7-yard line.
Nice run there. Again, that offensive line now kind of got a little fired up there on that long run. Let him out on the pitch. Rod Julian had a block, and we want to have him sticking in for 6 points right here. Julian right up the middle. Down to about the 3.
Julian right up the middle. Met that time by number 23, Bowser. Caked up that one, but it's going to be a nice run by Julian, and it's going to take, it looks like, all the way down to about the 4.
Looks like inside the 4 here, Tom. It's amazing what one play will do for an offensive line, to just fire them up and say, let's go, guys. Now we're this close. Let's stick it in here.
Power right. Goes to Barry. No place to go as they stack that one up on the inside, as he never got up to the line at all.
Never got started there. That the pursuit of Lakeland, gambling a little bit, maybe as we call shooting the gaps, trying to get in between those linemen. Makes it 3rd down. He's lost a yard there.
And with that, we're going to have a timeout. Angola, as Coach Harter wants to come out and talk to that line a little bit. We'll take a quick break. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
There's a new idea in ATVs, the revolutionary Yamaha Timberwolf. The Timberwolf has built-in cargo vans that resist dents and rust. With a rugged steel subframe, they carry a serious load. But when the work is done, Timberwolf loves to have fun. Long travel suspension tackles rough stuff for a real sport ride. And Timberwolf has Yamaha quality at a great price.
Come to Cole's Cycle Sales for snowmobiles, motorcycles, mini bikes, mopeds, and power equipment.
Back at Lakeland, where the Angola Hornets have it 3rd down and goal from about their own, or Lakeland 5-yard line. Coach Harter not very happy with the blocking scheme out there. You wanted to call a timeout and come out and say a few words to some of the linemen out there. The blocking did not go well on that last play as the Hornets lost a yard. So Hornets trying to punch this one in. It's 3rd and goal from the 5.
Lewis brings him up to the line. Power left. Pitch to Barry. Goes inside. Gets tripped up.
Inside that time, and at that time they were trying to get him stacked the outside, so he turned it up inside, but did not gain a whole lot of yardage, only about 2 down to the 4.
Makes it 4th and 4 for the Hornets. One of 2 things, Tom, to see if I can pick the coach's brain here. Julian up the middle, or play action to Lash or Jared Price. Nothing there. Stopped.
Number 31,
Barry. No place to go.
I called that one wrong. Nice job there by the Lakeland defensive line there. That, again, Mike didn't get started. They shot the gaps in there. Looked like they were expecting Mike to run the ball. So Lakeland takes over on downs on their own about 7-yard line.
Looks like Mark Nagel catching the brunt of that one as the offensive line comes off, as they did not like the blocking scheme on that one at all. So Lakeland's going to take over on downs.
I imagine coaching staff a little bit unhappy with that, about 3 plays right in a row there. Fry hands off. Nothing at all from the Angola defense is going to allow Moriarty. Nothing at all. Dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
For no gain, bring up 2nd down and 10. Lakers.
That shows the character of the Angola team, Tom. If the offense can't drive it in there, then the defense picks it up and keeps Lakeland down, wants to keep Lakeland down there at their own end of the field, deep inside there. And they can get some really good field position and maybe mount another drive and in for a score.
The Hornets would like to keep him in there, and I'm sure the defense wants to be really fired up as here he comes to the outside and no place to go that time again. It looks like a
botched up play there. I believe he missed his handoff there on a quick hitter, and he just kind of tried to find a hole and run for daylight.
Oh, that, Jamie, that option, it's hard to tell. They put the ball in and then they take it out, and it's hard to tell whether he was supposed to leave it in or take it away.
Right. On a wishbone, sometimes you do it by feel there. If you think the guy's going to take it, why, you stick it in his gut there. If not, you pull it out and try to off the pitch. It makes it third and about 9.5 for the Lakers. Just 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Very fast third quarter. Fry back to pass, throws just off number 15, Brian Miller's fingertips. Again, he was open, but just couldn't quite hit it. He was rushed a little bit on the throw also.
Well, he goes right down. They're not trying to pick up a long bomb in most cases. They're trying to throw that quick out at the stake just to get that first down, and that time throwing a little bit too far to the outside and went incomplete.
This is what the Hornets wanted there, to keep them deep in their own territory. Sutton back at about the 35-yard line. Here's the punt. Nice punt. Gets a Lakeland roll away from Todd. And it is down there on Lakeland's 43-yard line, where the Hornets will take over 1st and 10 with 1:46 to go.
Well, that time there was a big rush right up the middle that time. It looked like Nate Hatton may get to the ball, but he had such a straight-up angle that it was really tough for him to go all out, because if he misses it, he gets the kicker, then he gets called for roughing, and it gives Lakeland a first down. So Nate did the best he could do from the angle he had, because he came right down the middle, and that's a good short distance to block one, but you've got to be careful you don't get the roughing call.
Got to be very careful.
Okay, Hornets starting in Lakeland territory. Another drive. Pick pitch to this side. Here comes Julian. He's got big 71 Nagel around the outside, and if Julian could have got to the outside, he'd had some real yardage. And that's the one I was looking for earlier, was that quick pitch, because it doesn't give Lakeland time to mount that, shoot the gap through the inside. They're going to miss that if they try to get through there.
Nice job there by Mark Nagel out front there. He didn't really have to waylay the guy, just enough so Joey can get past, and he hit that guy and was looking for another guy down the field there. Gained him about 8 yards, makes it 2nd and 2 for the Hornets. Just a little less than a minute left in the third quarter. Power eye right, hand off to Sutton.
Nice moves to the outside as Todd Sutton just kind of juked his way to the outside that time. He's a little quicker getting to the line than what Barry is maybe, and so they're going to let him have a shot, see if he can't beat that rush.
Nice job there by Todd Sutton. Showed a lot of quickness there, especially his quick feet. Makes it a first down. Clock running. Wasn't supposed to start that quick, I don't believe, as the referee just wound it up. 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Probably the last play of the third quarter, unless we throw one or a penalty.
Well, it's a little power right side this time, and there's the pitch to Barry. There's a fumble, and getting on the ball quickly, it was Julian as somebody got through there as the pitch was being thrown and almost knocked that one away.
The Lakeland seems like they're stunning a little bit more, Tom, and shooting those linebackers, and those offensive linemen are going to have to pick them up, and that's the end of the third quarter with Angola up 21-0. And we'll take a timeout. This is Steuben County football on TV 7.
The First National Bank of Fremont offers a glimpse into the past with its American heritage decor and warm, friendly service. Locally owned and operated, the First National Bank of Fremont is committed to the future of its customers and the Steuben County area. With 5 convenient offices, it's easy to get your full-service banking whenever you need it. Visit the First National Bank of Fremont and take a step into the past while planning for your future. Offices in Angola, Fremont, Orland, and Ashley Hudson. Member FDIC and an equal opportunity lender.
Back to action at Lakeland, where the cheerleaders now are causing the commotion as some of them are trying their arm, as they've got some mini footballs and they're firing them up into the stand. We're trying to see if one can get up there. Oh, and one of them came right through the booth to Coach Sirk, right through, I mean a small section, I mean a real small section in the window, came right through. As we go back to action, as the Hornets now have a big second down and long. Little court pass outside this side to Sutton, or to Temple, and boy, he's on the move to the outside all the way down just short of the goal line, and he's down right at the 1.
Nice job there. Just a quick slant into Temple, and he was one-on-one against the safety, and got down. Now they're moving the ball back to about the 2, but we'll take it. It's a 1st and goal for the Hornets.
Well, that's the one that loosens up that defense. You know, you can't, they start throwing that ball a little bit, them short ones over the middle. Then those linebackers aren't going to be able to shoot that gap because he went right into the spot vacated for the linebackers.
Right. Lewis just stepped back 1 step and boom. Handoff.
Hatton this time. Hatton takes it down pretty close to the goal line. Down inside the 2 to inside the 1, I believe, at about the 6-inch mark from here. Looks like.
I was going to say, the old down marker's right against the pylon over there, Tom. So let's put it in this play right here.
It's down right at the goal line, and this is Rod Julian territory.
Rod Julian, maybe even a sneak here.
Coaches say, no, Rod Julian. Up here in the booth, I heard Price go, no sneak. It's going to be Rod Julian in the last 6 inches for a touchdown. So number 42, Julian, gets on the scoreboard with the 4th Hornet score of the game, makes it 27-0 with 11 minutes left to play in this ball game.
Big play there, Tom, was that quick slant to Temple. Nice call by the coaching staff there to prevent those linebackers from keep on shooting the gap. They'll remember that in the next time that Angola's on offense.
Schmidtman, quick to the kick, and there it is, right in the middle, and another kick is good as Schmidtman sticks it through. 28-0. Hornets lead this one. 11 minutes left to play in the 4th. We'll be right back. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
When it's time for a new TV or appliance, see the professionals at Sanborn's TV and Appliance. You'll find 18 major brands of TVs and appliances to choose from, and people who really want to help you find what you need. Maytag, Amana, GE, RCA, and more. As the area's largest independent TV and appliance store, with over 22 years in business, Sanborn's has thousands of satisfied customers. Sanborn's will stand behind the products with their own in-house service department. So let Sanborn's help you save money today.
Action, 11 minutes to play in this one. Lash ready to kick it off. One more time, 28 Hornets, 0 Lakers. Lash puts a foot into it. It's a short squib kick like David Ballinger's wedge shot, and it's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to draw a penalty flag as it went out of bounds at about the 33-yard line of the Lakeland Lakers, and I'm sure Lakeland will probably elect maybe to put it into play right there.
I'm sure Mr. Ballinger would take a mulligan on that, wouldn't he?
He always does.
50-50 raffle is number 65-2032.
Well, Lakeland decided, nope, we're going to let him kick it away again. So going to give up the possession of the football at their own 33. Going to move the Hornets back and let the Hornets move back 5 and kick it again, thinking that they can get better field position. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Could work the other way. You had your hands on the ball for your offensive unit, but maybe they feel their best plays maybe have been from the kicking game. Their run backs have come close to getting away a couple times. Maybe they feel that's their best chance to get on the board. Lash gets a lot better foot into this one. It's going to come down. It's going to be caught at the 25. He's across the 35, and there he goes. That's what we said. Maybe that was their best chance, and there it is right there. The big play as Moriarty gets away for the touchdown. Smart move, we called it from right here. You see it. Angola's been vulnerable to that all year, and they found something over there earlier. There it went. Take it that at the 20, what about 25-yard line.
Nice run there by Moriarty. Again, he caught the ball on the run, saw the crease, and he was at full speed, Tom, when he hit that gap right in there, and he was gone. Ben Lash was trying to catch him, almost did. He drove for him at about the 6 and missed him, but it goes to 6 points for the Lakers.
They're kicking or going for 2? Going for 2.
Going for 2 points.
Lakeland's lined up. Let's put a short pass out this side. There it is, a short pass. He's got it, and he's into the end zone. Not ever a doubt about that one. We could call that one from up here as to what they were going to run. So that makes it the score 8 Lakeland, 28 Hornets. We'll be right back. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
Today, more than ever, it's important that you get the Convacare story before you rent or buy hospital equipment to use in your home. Recent changes in Medicare regulations will affect you and your loved ones, so let our home care consultants help. We'll file your claims promptly and accurately, assuring that you receive maximum benefits from your health insurance program. Call or visit one of these healthcare consultants today.
Visit Crowlister Pharmacy on the public square today.
Moriarty from Lakeland has just electrified the Lakeland crowd with a big run back of 75 yards for a TD. So each team has gotten a score by the quick route here tonight. Todd Sutton for the Angola Hornets. Chris Moriarty for the Lakeland Lakers. Didn't take much time there. It's 10:49 left to play in this one. And Lakeland's on the board with that two-point conversion, have 8 points.
Big kickoff. Over his head, over Army's head, picks it up on the bounce. Looking for an opening, not much there. Cuts it up the middle.
Finds a little hole, and with that, he gets all the way up to the 27-yard line. That's where the Hornets are going to take over.
Again, you can go either way there, Tom, on that kickoff that went out of bounds. Some coaches would take it there at the 35, and others, Coach Bowser elected to get better field position. He didn't get any field position. He got a touchdown.
Well, we called it, we said that they'd had some success, and then Moriarty almost broke another one earlier, and they felt that was their best chance, and it paid off for them.
Wake-up call for the Angola offense here. Get a nice long drive going here.
No place to run. They've got that outside so diagnosed that Barry's going to lose 3 or 4 more yards to the outside.
Angola shooting those gaps, getting those linebackers in there. And something, as we said before, they had that pass to Temple, a quick over the middle, something quick maybe up the middle in order if they can break that first gang of people there, why it'd go a long ways.
Hatton to the outside. No place to be running for Hatton on the outside. So the Hornets not finding any running room. This might be a good time to bring back that reverse.
Merrifield on the tackle, lost a few more. 3rd down and about 16, 17 yards for the Hornets. 9:35 to go here in the 4th quarter. Lewis brings them up to the line, split backs. Quick hitter.
No place to go that time as Julian snuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 4th down for the Hornets. Again, they're going to have to punt deep in their own territory with the ball only at the 20-yard line. And Brian Miller going back for the Lakers, standing at right at midfield. Julian back to punt for the Hornets. 9 minutes to go here in the ball game. Angola up 28-8. Snaps good. Low kick by Julian, bounces, takes a little bit of an Angola bounce, and the Hornets down it at Lakeland's 45-yard line, where they will take over 1st and 10.
Hornets not having much success in their last couple possessions outside of the a couple real big plays that they did break. One pass play to Temple is about the only down gainer that they've had in their last 2 possessions.
It's about the only offense we've had this second half, Tom. Lakeland, the momentum has shifted dramatically here in favor of the Lakers. Back to pass, going long. Oh, nice job by Jared Price to break it up. Number 7 out there, Darrell Shepard, was open, but Jared made up some ground there, jumped and knocked down, going for the quick score.
Trying to throw it deep. Looks like we might have looks like we're going to have probably a holding call, but we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here. Or a motion maybe call here. It's at the line of scrimmage, so it's probably a motion penalty.
You called her.
Angola's going to decline it. Going to make them use the down. But they're into Angola territory right there, Coach. It's going to be 4 downs anyhow. I'm not so sure. I may not have pushed them back there and made them, you know, they're going to have to go for it anyway. They can't punt the ball away one more time.
Right. Brings him up to the line in the wishbone. Drops back to pass. Good protection. He's wide open. Over there, I believe that's Darryl Shepard again. Made for a first down. Shepard's the fastest guy on the Laker football team, and there wasn't anybody really too close to him, Tom.
Nope, he had it all open over there by himself, and I don't know who's supposed to cover him on the outside, but
there wasn't anybody there. Nobody covered him. First down, Lakers.
Price and Barry on that side, and he's in between them, and they're playing up so close on the line that they're leaving Price by himself at the back to cover 2 guys. Up the middle, some yardage that time. Everybody's arm tackling high. They're not getting down and really putting it into them.
Mark Lou, the ball carrier. Lakeland now there in the last few possessions. A different quarterback in there with Ryan Todd, 6 foot, 150-pound junior for the Lakers, doing a nice job of heading up this offense. About a 5-yard gain there makes it 2nd and 5 for the Lakers. Todd back to pass, throws. Shepard again, throw up over Lash that time, and number 10, Matt Lewis on the tackle. Makes another first down. I'll tell you, Tom, you can just feel the momentum right now as it's really switched, and Lakeland's getting a lot of confidence right now.
The Hornets need to come up with some little different type of coverage in there. They're not getting very good coverage in the secondary. They're going to have to either get them up and bang those receivers as they come off the line. They're letting them have too much room out there before they bang them.
Todd back again for the pass. He's doing a chair pattern going long. Flag on the play. Looked like Jared Price maybe almost. I'd call that a face guard, Tom, when he was doing it. He was facing away from the ball and had his arms up in the air, and I don't think that you can do that.
You got to be able to turn around. As soon as he turns and looks, you got to turn and look.
Right.
And, he just tried to face guard him, and it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be in the end zone.
I believe, is that 15 yards from the line of scrimmage,
Should
Tom?
be 15 from the line of scrimmage.
Okay, that'd give him a first down. Thank you, Coach Price.
A holding penalty on Lakeland.
Oh,
set that because the penalty flag clear back here.
Boy, oh boy, did we dodge a bullet there.
That will be replaced. First down and 10, 19.
Tell you, Tom, I hate to be the devil's advocate here, but the Hornets are looking a little flat right now.
Not much fire out there. They're getting Lakeland's getting a lot of time to throw that ball. The line is not getting through there. They're not firing off the ball. They're not getting into that secondary.
Lou, the ball carrier, I believe it was. If you watch, Tom, our defensive linemen right now, you want to stay low on a defensive line, and their first motion right now is coming up. And when your defensive linemen stand up, those offensive linemen can get into their midsection and can drive them back and move them any place they want to. They need to stay down a little bit lower, maybe.
Second down, 9 for the Lakers. 4 down territory. 6:36 to play. It's going to be another pass play coming to the outside. Room again out there as they're throwing that short one. As he ducks underneath, he gets inside the 15-yard line.
Bowser, the receiver on that.
14-yard line.
Makes it 3rd and about 6. Todd gets his play from Coach Bowser on the sidelines. I'd watch Mr. Shepard over there on the other side, one-on-one against Jared. He's going there. He is on a curl pattern. Incomplete.
As Todd Sutton made a real quick move across there that time, that could have been a touchdown the other way had Sutton gotten there just about a half a step quicker, as Sutton diagnosed that one from his safety spot and really came firing through there.
Did a nice job there reading the quarterback's eyes, and you know, Tom, if he'd have caught that, and we'd have been 34-8 about right now. Makes it 4th down for the Lakers. And again, I'd watch for that number 7 again, possibly on a down and out just across the first down line.
Nobody
incomplete.
As he got out of the heat that time, as he rolled away that time, he rolled away from his blockers to the opposite side, and the Hornets come up with a nice defensive stop there at the 6:23 mark left to play in this fourth period. Hornets hold a 20-point lead right now, 28-8.
Again, we've pointed that out before, Tom. It's very, very hard for a right-handed quarterback to roll left and throw left. He needs to turn and get his feet planted and throw, but the Hornets have it. And let's get a nice drive going here. Bury the ball carrier, nice hole.
Gets it back inside, got away from 1, 2, 3 guys, carried him on out the field. Gonna bring it up to almost the 25-yard line, just short of the 25 at the 24.
That's what we need, Thomas. Some 2 or 3 or 4 first downs here to get a nice drive going. There's a first down signaled by the head official, and we need to reestablish ourselves here in the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter here to get some momentum here and finish the Lakers off.
Well, I think they had a little talk with the blockers over there, and I think they said we're going to get some blocking done here. Same play right back. Barry cuts it to the inside. Not a very big hole, but squirts through for about 3 yards.
Stop by number 41 Merrifield, number 17 Todd, number 23.
Again, we're in the part of the game why, as we just said, you want to reestablish yourself and get a nice drive going here, and possibly punch it in for 6 more points and get that adrenaline, get that juice going, that emotion going to lead into to next week's game. You always want to finish on an up note.
Temple in, Hatton out. Little play quick up the middle that time and finding some running room. I believe that was Julian up the middle.
A little quick hitter there, I believe, Tom.
Number 42, Julian on the carry, stopped by...
Brought it up to about the 32-yard line, makes it 3rd and 4 for the Hornets. And Hornets need a first down right here to keep this drive alive. 5 minutes to go in the football game.
Looks like they're coming this way with it, but you never know.
Liking that short side, quick hitter. That's going to be awfully close, but I believe he's a little short.
Looks like it's going to be right at the yard marker, but they're going to close it. It looks like he does have it. He got to the yard marker, and it was just short over there, so Julian takes it for the first down.
Thought he was held up just a little bit shorter to the 35, and that nice big first down by the Hornets. We can keep this drive alive. Now we have a little timeout, officials timeout.
Equipment repair on the Lakeland Lakers. Well, Hornets buying themselves now a little time off that clock as the clock is running at the 4:38 mark. You started it, but the clock didn't start, and the referee keeps crying in his hand, and the clock now starts to move as he looks up to the press box and says, "Start the clock." Sutton, quick move to the outside, and he's got some real room out there now. They've got an angle on him again, but he's got some big speed, and they're going to throw him out of bounds again, but boy, Sutton took that one from his own 35-yard line, and they're going to mark him out of bounds all the way up at about the 25-yard line, I believe. So
same play that looked like they ran in the third quarter, Tom, going the other way, that he had that nice long run. Hit that hole very quick and got all the way down, as you said, to the 25, 1st and 10 Hornets.
Sutton still back there at tailback. He's got the ball again. He gets through another hole, takes it to the outside on the same play and breaks it to the outside. He's going to pick up about 4 more yards. Going to mark it just short of the 20 at the 21, I believe.
4 yards, second down and 6.
Jesus Christ.
Hornets grinding it out here to hopefully stick it in for 6 points, get ready for next week. Next week, the first of 3 consecutive home games for Angola.
I'm getting wore out. I wish I'd stay in one place.
Barry with the handoff.
Gets it to the outside and stuck very hard as he tried to cut the corner that time.
Stop at number 23, Bowser, number 16, Pearson.
Gain of about 2 to the 19.
3rd down and a long 3.
Makes it 3rd and 3. Next week, the Prairie Heights Panthers come to visit Angola, and I believe it's homecoming, Tom.
Be homecoming at Angola, and the Hornets be looking to notch another victory. They should have this one well in hand with a 20-point lead and the ball, 3:19 and counting. Right up the middle that time.
Julian.
Rod Julian's going to get it down close to the about 16-yard line, so very close to a first down, and they're going to put it right at that, and they're going to call it about 6 inches short.
A little less than 3 minutes to go here. Another first down here. Maybe the Hornets can punch one more across here.
This is Rod Julian territory.
I think you said that the last time. Missed
This
it
time
that
it
time.
was the
I said
sneak.
quarterback sneak last time. We wouldn't run it.
I didn't know. We should have said that. I could have known. The coaches over here could have told us that was going to be a sneak, but Louis takes it down to the 13.
Stop by number 16, Steuben, number 34, Pouch.
Again, that offensive line now starting to establish themselves again. That long run by Todd Sutton and the surge there on the quarterback sneak. And again, maybe wearing the Lakers down here as the game winds down toward the end.
Sutton behind some blocks again, takes it to the outside, but a lot of people shooting the gaps for the Lakeland Lakers as they cut him down after a nice gain of about, give him 4 yards on the play.
Coach Cirque over here kind of wrapping up his headphones here. Wonder if that's kind of like Red Auerbach smoking the cigar there for the Boston Celtics.
I believe that's something similar to that. Coach thinks that you can't lose a 20-point lead in the ball both within 2 minutes, but stranger things have happened. But
well, if they did, I'm sure the Hornets will be practicing tonight, Tom.
Here comes a pitch this side to Sutton this time. He's got a cut blocker out in front, but he's cut down from behind that time by number 41, Merrifield. So Hornets have it now going to be 3rd down. Oops, we have a penalty flag down. So we're going to have a hold on the Hornets, I would believe.
Probably where the flag is, as you said, Tom, holding, I would imagine. Probably set them back 10 yards. I would assume they take the penalty.
Sutton out. In comes Barry. In comes Temple. So we might see a pass play here by the Angola Hornets. I don't know if Coach would put it in the air with 1:47 left to play in this one or not.
I don't think so, Tom. He's probably content, and yet he's probably not content with the second half play of the Hornets. I would bet he's just going to grind it out here. And, you know, if he scores on the ground, fine. If he doesn't, fine.
Here's
reverse, fake reverse.
Fake reverse. Barry cuts it to the inside, gets by 1-2 players, but it closed off very closely as they faked the reverse that time. We hadn't seen the reverse yet this year, and so he faked it that time, but not much gain there.
We saw it coming, but we didn't see it coming. Makes it 3rd down at about 15. Clock winding down, 1:15 to go in the game. Lewis brings him up to the line. I formation. He is going to put it up.
Going to call it complete down inside the 10-yard line at about right at the 10-yard line.
Lewis's pass is complete.
49-48, clock still ticking. 4th down. Hornets would like to put one more on the board here.
What would you run right here real quick, Tom? Where the clock where it is and the score.
Julian right up the middle.
All right. Fake to Julian. There's Lash. Yes.
Lash in for a touchdown. Has a nice pass to Lash right over the middle, and that one's been open all night, and I really think we should have thrown it a lot sooner than what we did there, but that's going to put another TD on the board at 26 seconds left in this one. Hornets put one more on the board, 34-8. And looks like the Schmidtman is on to kick.
Nice fake into Julian. Ben made a nice leaping catch of it and right down into the end zone.
That was a nice drive by the Hornets. Put it together well. Kick blocked that time by number 16. Pearson gets in and makes a nice block on that kick.
Down to 34-8 for the favor of the Hornets.
I think there's a little, you can hear the PA announcer. They may have a little sour grapes here at Lakeland, thinking Angola may be running the score up, but the Hornets are trying everything they can to get their offense on track after a poor showing in the second half, and that score coming with only 26 seconds. I think Lakeland's been known to run the score a couple times. Coach, do you remember any time you maybe had it run up on you when you were over here?
As a matter of fact, I have, Tom.
I thought maybe we'd had that conversation before.
Over at my place also, so they always say what comes around, what goes around comes around, or something like that. So I, you know, it didn't
bother you to see that last score, then, is what you're telling me.
Is this shown in LaGrange County, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. Nevertheless, the Hornets get one on the board.
And it's 34-8, and Hornets are going to win their 4th consecutive game. Going to go 4-0. They were ranked 4th in the coaches poll before the game started. As I believe it's Lash getting ready to kick off with 26 seconds to go here in the game. Nice kickoff down to Moriarty again. No, it isn't. It's Brian Miller up the middle.
Drug down by Ben Army, number 8, and number 46 for the Angola Hornets, Ellison. That's the other Ellison, Matt Ellison. 21 seconds left.
Time for maybe a couple 3 plays here, depending on what Lakeland does, Tom, as the game is, as you said, well in hand.
Well, the last drive of the Hornets went from their own 19-yard line, so they did have a pretty good series on that one, and that makes up for a lot of...
Going long, and Shepard's open. Oh, intercepted. Sutton intercepting it, coming down the near sideline, 25-30, and he's down right at the 30, and that ends the ball game.
Sutton picks off one more pass, interception by Todd Sutton.
Makes the final score, Angola 34, Lakeland 8.
We'll be right back to recap this one after these messages. This is Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
If you improved your water with a Connecticut water plant, you would find purer water. No chlorine taste. Additional water quality protection. Year-round refreshing water. Taste and odor-free water. Clean sparkling sinks. No bathtub ring. Clearer ice cubes. Greater convenience. Less soap is needed. Cleaner showers and tubs. No bottles to recycle. Great tasting ice cubes. Luxurious personal care. Readily available drinking water. Water you can enjoy. Savings on cleaners. No heavy bottles. Cleaner, brighter laundry. Softer hair. You can experience so many benefits with a Connecticut water plant. We'll have to hurry before we get...
For all your soft water supplies, call Do More Water Systems.
Back at Lakeland, we're going to wrap this one up quickly. Coach, you want to give us a quick scoring rundown? You got it there?
If I can hear myself among all the yelling here, Tom. Started off the first quarter, Mike Berry with a 2-yard run with 4:45 left, 75-yard drive. Schmidtman kick made it 7-0. Second quarter, Rod Julian on a 5-yard run with 7:59 to go in the half. Schmidtman kick. A little later on, about 2 minutes later, Todd Sutton, a great punt return, 70 yards, made it 21-0 at the half, and there was no scoring in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, Rod Julian again on a 1-yard run with 11 minutes to go in the game. Schmidtman kick made it 28-0. For Lakeland, Chris Moriarty did a nice job, an electrifying 75-yard kickoff return with 10:49 to go, and they went for 2 points. Justin Bowser pass from Trevor Fry made it 28-8, and the Hornets closed out the scoring with 26 seconds left in the game. Ben Lash, 10-yard pass from Lewis. The kick was blocked, made it 34-8. Hornets with their 4th win in a row.
Well, next week's homecoming at Angola, so all the fans turn out for that one. Show us a good showing at homecoming, and the Hornets will be going against the Prairie Heights Panthers. We'll be on hand for all that exciting action. So that's it from Lakeland. The Hornets come out on top of this one. One more time, this is Tom Barry for John Dutton. See you next week. This has been Northeast Corner Conference football on TV 7.
here for Gibson's Heat and Plumbing. Now pay attention. Remember last summer's sweltering days and restless nights? You swore you'd stay cool next year. Well, next year is here. So call Gibson's today and ask about the Armstrong Concept Series, the smart choice.